funds. Netizens on Twitter will not take it lightly. A day later, and President Uhuru Kenyatta would have answers to those faulting his move.
I'm being criticized. I could see yesterday that I'm appointing a 91-year-old to look after the youth sports fund. Lakini jameni, let me put yourself in my shoes. Ukiona vile watu wanaiba pesa, mimi afadhali nikae na huyo mzee bwana achunge hiyo pesa itumike vile inatakikana. Bwana.
This comes when there has been increased public outcry on how qualified youth are languishing in poverty due to unemployment. According to 2018 Skills Mismatch report by the Federation of Kenya Employers, 39% of degree holders in the surveyed firm work as clerical officers, 30% as secretaries, 20% as receptionists, and 9% were casual laborers. The report further indicates that 36% of master's degree holders were in positions meant for degree holders.
Sasa mnataka tuende na tumeona vile watu wakipatiwa kazi kama hiyo vile wanaenda kufanya. Si afadhali tupatie huyo mzee achunge ndio iwarudie. Watu waniwache bana, mimi sitaki mambo mingi.
Ironically, in a report published by John Gidongo in 2006, Moody Aworried was linked to a multi-billion Anglo leasing scam. In May this year, a photo by the Chief Administrative Secretary of the Ministry of Public Service and Youth, Rachel Shebesh, showing not so youthful leaders at a workshop on matters youth was highly condemned by Kenyans on Twitter. Last month, during a funeral mass of the late Archbishop John Jenga, Uhuru had a special message to Moody.
Moody, usiwe na haraka, we still need you. Usiwe na haraka mingi, bado uko na miaka mingi. Don't be in a hurry to join him. Serve us for a little bit longer here.
Other appointments that have sharply been questioned include that of 71-year-old Francis Mudhaura, who was appointed as the chairman of Kenya Revenue Authority Board, 75-year-old Chris Sobure as the chief administrative secretary in the Ministry of Transport, and Matu Wamae, whose tenure at the age of 79 as KCC board chairman has been extended to 2020. Cecilia Wakesho Madhuva, KTN News.
Well, many thanks, Cecilia Wakesho Madhuva, for that report. It is interesting. President Uhuru Kenyatta had this to say: I'm being criticized for appointing a 91-year-old. Put yourself in my shoes. Tumeona vile watu wakipewa kazi hizo vile wanafanya. Afadhali niweke mzee anichungie hiyo pesa. Well, Dismas, I don't know what you have to say about this. Is President Uhuru Kenyatta's move warranted, first of all, or is he simply playing victim?
Well, you know, Rogers, last evening I had a chance of attending a dinner organized largely by unemployed Kenyan youth, about 75 of them. They've got a program they call Tuwakuze. So they do annual fundraising dinners every year to raise money for fees for underprivileged children. So yesterday they were able to raise about 350,000, which is commendable.
Yeah.
And you would see the energy, the passion, and the willingness to serve. However, the tragedy now we have in Kenya is that a few good people are not able to recognize talent. Like when you've got people with jobs that give them very minimal disposable incomes, but about raising about 400,000, that is something which must be commended. And in my view, what President Kenyatta did is right, and I do not understand why people are actually throwing stones. Because as the head of the nation, he's got the responsibility of identifying talent, wherever it is. If it's the talent is 91 years, if the talent is 16, if the talent is 20 years, he needs to identify talent and give the talent the responsibility to deliver. In his view, Moody Aworried is going to deliver on this assignment. Give him the responsibility. We shouldn't be fighting for responsibilities or assignments based on our birthdays. Absolutely not. It's what you bring to the table. And I suspect as far as President Kenyatta is concerned, probably among the people he's interacted with, the one who best suits this role is Moody Aworried.
Okay.
We've got many principal secretaries who are in their 30s, who are in their 40s, who've been given positions. I do not see this outcry when Kenyatta says, I'm appointing a PS at the age of 31. I don't see anybody coming out and, clapping and breaking into a dance and song. So we must give the president the unique responsibility, identify talent wherever it is. Because if you start saying that if you're an old man, you're at the age of 50, we are not going to give you a job, that's a discrimination. It's illegal. And Kipchumba would reluctantly agree that it's against the Constitution. You shouldn't be discriminated because of your age. We are supposed to be looking at your IQ. Are you able to deliver? And you know, there's a saying in my village that an old man seated would see miles more than a young man on top of a tree.
Very true. Okay. Bichachi, the willingness to serve versus the willingness to eat. President Uhuru Kenyatta, according to what he says, I appoint young men in these various positions and mnaona vile inafanyika. Funds get stolen, siphoned from the government. What is your take in terms of the youthful population we have in Kenya right now, resenting the fact that, yes, this man is qualified, but he's 91 years old?
You cannot practice the inclusion of old people at the exclusion of young people. You cannot say it's discrimination to say that old people can't have a job and not equally not consider what the president said. Discrimination. It's like saying that all black people are thieves or all white people are rich or all white people go to Lamu to do very nondescript and illegal activities. You cannot say that. You understand? So you cannot say all young people are corrupt. Neither can you say that all old people are useless. However, in this particular case, we have the privilege of history, and we have to ask ourselves the question, Moody Aworried was vice president of this country. What in God's name couldn't he do for sports then that he is going to do now? What? You know, this is the problem of having... Sorry, I will not say that. But this is the problem of a country that does not learn. Moody Aworried served this country. Moody Aworried is a billionaire, okay? What has he done for this country? If you look at Al Gore, who was a deputy president in the United States, and see what he's done for that country and for this world after that. Look at all the previous leaders. It is only in Kenya where we have Kalonzo Musyoka, former vice president, begging for a job. Moody Aworried begging for a job. What is wrong with these people who are vice presidents? Okay. Surely you had all that power, all that clout, all that money, and you cannot find a purpose without a sitting president telling you what to do. There is something functionally wrong with you. So the reality of the matter is, Mr. President, we are not all corrupt, we young people, okay? Because I fall under that category of youth, okay? 2, there is no way you can say that through your intelligence, NIS cannot identify one person to manage a docket as small as sports and culture. And then 2, if you ask Moody Aworried what is roller skating, what is all these new sports, skydiving, what is graffiti, if you ask him, does he know? Does he know?
Interesting, very interesting. But Husband Owila, this board will be in charge of the Youth Enterprise Fund. And we know we have tainted records in terms of the funds and how they're meant to benefit not just the youth, but other individuals within this particular docket. But what I'm getting from various individuals, first of all from Dismiss, is that yes, this guy qualifies. There's nothing wrong with that. But Bichachi is bringing up the point of the president is categorizing each and every youthful man, you know, and judging us by the fact that, yes, a young man stole from this particular organization or parastatal, hence they should not be trusted. Let's talk about the few trusted allies within government. As you conclude, time is running. Please,
what I know is the president has a point. Yeah, that there is a sense in which a lot of funds that have been entrusted to Kenyans who are meant to ensure that those funds benefit Kenyans have been bedeviled with issues of corruption. What I don't know is whether there is any young person, you know, within our age bracket, that is 35 and below, who has been charged in a court of law for corruption. And I think the president is better placed to point out the young men he was referring to. Now, whether Moody Aworried is qualified or not, I think is besides the point. I think there's a sense in which the president tends to be thinking aloud so much. He doesn't have to defend some of these things. I mean, some of these things he does cannot be romanticized, whether by him or other people. But there is no justification for appointing someone who, in his own capacity, has resources, has the time and has probably lacks the goodwill to give back to the society after having a stellar career. If he wants to support sports, young people, I think he can do outside the framework of the government. And I think those are the roles that people should be engaging. I mean, most of the vice presidents in America don't ascend to the presidency, other than George Bush's first wages the other day.
Okay.
The rest have made good careers outside politics, and it is difficult to understand why our vice president, just like Mark is saying, are begging for jobs. It is just difficult to understand. The best thing Moody Aworried can do to the president is just to decline the appointment.
What are your thoughts, Kipchumba, as we conclude?
When I saw that Gazette notice that Moody Aworried had been appointed, what I did was not to ask how old he is or not. I went back to the statistics, the scientific research showing that for how long should a person work. And that's why there is wisdom that when you approach 74, you should, even the judges, the people who are allowed to work for the longest time, that they say you become a better judge with age, they should go home and do something else. At the age of 91, you no longer have grandchildren, you have great-grandchildren. You should be there sharing, inspiring them, sharing a life, minister, helping a church somewhere to grow up well. That is what Moody Aworried at his age should be doing. But the other thing is this. We should not, while it is fashionable to say youth are corrupt, we should be told who are corrupt.
Exactly.
The president has the capacity and the intelligence in this country to say Oliver Kipchumba is corrupt as a youth, Bichachi is corrupt. But the other thing is this. We have sportsmen and women in this country, Catherine Dereba, Kayange, all the athletes, the footballers, the Oliets of this world. They have talent. They have built the sport. They have sold our name as a country. They deserve a place. And the other thing we are telling the president, he has all the apparatus to know who is good, who is not. We should not just continue using the youth of this country.
Right.
When we were asking for votes, the youth were not corrupt. When we were asking for a re-election on the 26th of September, the youth were good.
Okay.
All this we did when we were used as posters and everything, the youth were good. They should be good now. And if the old want to occupy positions, they should use those positions to benefit the youth. And lastly, I think our fear of corruption should not lead us to an extent where we can appoint the dead just because they cannot take bribes.
Well, we'll leave it at that. Interesting facts right there. Lawyer and political strategist Kipchumba Karori, many thanks. Communications expert and political analyst Hesbon Owila, political analyst Mark Bichachi, and political risk analyst Dismas Mokua. Many thanks, gentlemen. It is a pleasure. We've come to the end of Sunday edition. Many thanks for watching. My name is Jesse Rogers. Coming up next, Weekend at 1. Do stay with us.